Greetings, Ani, Bonjour, Kwe Kwe, Tansi. It's Catherine here from Moonstarlodge in tiny Ontario. I was going to say tiny township, but we're actually tiny Ontario. That's an old habit. Anyway, I'm here with your reading for May 1st through the 6th. We're well ensconced into Taurus and well ensconced into Listening Woman. So I got my coffee thanks to Philomene and Pam, and I've brought out my lovely crow or raven. I'm not sure what she is. I just know it's a she. We have Jorge joining us for Gina's benefit. I gave him a little craniosacral there earlier. And we're exactly dealing with Beltane, which is the beginning of the ancient summer season for the wheel, the 8 positions on the wheel of the year. So it's early summer technically. And that means if it's early summer, we're 6 months away from the spooky season. So that's Samhain. And so I had to get my cards out to honor that, hence the crow and hence Jorge. So this week I'm using predominantly the cards of the lovely Monica Badursky, who I very much, whose acquaintance I very much cherish. I'm using the Queen of the Moon Oracle. I'm using Monica's Bat's Blood ink. Of course, the Ancestors with Amrit Barr's Marigold Tarot. Apparently Amrit's coming out with a deluxe version of that, so go check it out. This is Laura Sava's Dark Mirror Oracle. I don't know why that jumped out into the party wagon, but it did. The Shadowland Tarot by Monica. The Between the Worlds Oracle, and this is a Bone and Curio Oracle card set. And the last but not least, I didn't bring the box out for some reason, the House of Shadows Lenormand by Monica. So, let's go to the cards, Brian. So here are the 7 tarot cards, and then here are the clarifiers. Ode is so excited that she and Socks are dancing about the room, so who knows what's going on there. So our significator this week is the Hierophant, the knowledge keeper, the sage, the one who brings the laws, really, of the spiritual world down onto the land, deeply knowledgeable. The Hierophant is typically depicted as a male, but not in this deck. We don't know who this skeleton is, male or female, and you don't have to be male for the Hierophant energy. So we come into this with the knowledge and the spiritual depth from our many lifetimes, and we're coming in with Hierophant energy. It's clarified by the 9 of Cups, which is a joyful, joyful card expressing nearing the completion cycle. It's abundance. It's abundance of emotional health, plenty, happy family, happy relationships. So that's our start for the week. The second card is Temperance, which is often called art in some decks. She is, or he is, a spiritual being with typically 2 chalices morphing things together. In this case, the wings are on fire. It's about elements of alchemy, but it's about bringing things together. it's clarified here by the curio card of amber necklace. An amber necklace signifies an urgent need to deal with things. So there's a dealing with this blending and making something new, the alchemy part. But it's interesting because it's followed here by the Nine of Swords, which is worry and anxiety. So we go from having Hierophant energy, which is wise, calm, deep, sage-like knowledge, to being tipped over into anxiety. It's clarified here by the cat. And this cat is telling us that we need to strategize, and strategize very thoroughly. And that's interesting. So the urgent need is to strategize to get us out of this place of worry and anxiety. Striding toward this is the King of Cups, and you'll notice why that's a little funny in a minute. So we've got balance. Temperance is about balance and equilibrium as much as art and alchemy. And it's sitting on either side of the anxiety. So that's short-lived, particularly if you get out of the emotional distress and into strategizing. The King of Cups is the plenty, the emotionally intelligent, and if anything that the king brings to this whole scenario here is emotional intelligence instead of emotional overload. So the King of Cups is clarified here by the dog. Now the dog is about loyal friends and loyal people we share with in terms of sharing our journey with and what we are creating. This particular dog, it's possibly a little bit difficult to see. This looks like a cockroach with a dog mask on. So it's being analytical here, again, urgent and analysis, that you need to scrutinize who are your loyal friends in this whole process, and just be sharing with those who genuinely care and not those who are along for the ride to see what they can get out of you. We have two aces by the end of the week as we travel to the full moon, which is on the 5th. So we have full moon energy, and it's eclipse season, and it's all sorts of things happening. I mean, Mercury is retrograde, which is a good thing about asking us to slow down and really observe and to be analytical. We have here two cards. Now, I pulled this card and my inner gut said no, and then I asked Brian to clarify whether this was the correct card or if it was just me with my fumble fingers with the rheumatoid arthritis, and he said no, it's absolutely correct. And out with it came another King of Cups from the ancestors. So we have two Kings of Cups, and that was what I was referencing earlier. So the Seven of Swords can be about either receiving the effects of somebody stealing from us and trickery, but it's also about being very stealthful and moving in the shadows and getting done what you need to do without others knowing it. So it's clarified indirectly by the King of Cups, saying, do so from a place of emotional maturity. The next card, the Ace of Wands, this intellectual new beginning here, being clarified by a later sword. So we have some new things coming together. Brian, could you deal with the dog, please? some a new beginning, something that you're going to create, something that you're going to do, and it needs some intellectual maneuvering without other people knowing and without theft. Because if you let people know, it could be stolen from you, and you are not to steal. You and I are not to steal others' ideas. The thought process brings about the incubating of a tremendous spiritual, passionate beginning of something. As this falls, this card during the week falls on the full moon day, it's clarified by the protection card from, it's the waning crescent moon in the Queen of the Moon Oracle. Now this is talking about whatever's happening on this full moon day on the 5th is actually having surrounding it still the protective element of the waning crescent moon. And what that means is whatever you see as your spiritual higher being, source, creator, God, Allah, it doesn't matter. It's to please know that you are being protected. You were protected before this full moon, and you are being protected up to the next new moon. So there's a protection around the thoughts and what you're creating. And we are all creating this. This is a collective reading. And the final card for the week is the Hanged Man. Now, bats hang upside down all the time. It's not a difficult thing, particularly when the bat has Hierophant energy. But the Hanged Man, never mind the bat part of it, the Hanged Man signifies new perspectives, sacrifice, but holding back and observing. So while there are elements of passion, you need to step back and observe. And it's clarified here by the Queen of the World. And the Queen of the World is a card that says you are you have the energy of the Queen of the World, male or female. This isn't a gendered energy. Queen of the World means no matter what your world is like, if it's full of broken glass and thorns, you're still you still have the energy of the Queen of the World. So you are being introspective, which is protecting your space. And you're protecting your space in this card, in a sense. You're staying back, observing, and not letting anyone or anything have at it. So this, to kind of synopsize this, we are coming into this week with wonderful energy, and we are ending this week with having maneuvered intellectually, spiritually, and emotionally, taking the high road, knowing we're protected, to a place of creating new beginnings, and it's forming. So there's a lot happening here. You can flip the camera, Brian. So that's a doozy. I'm glad I pulled these cards out to use today. I had thoughts of other more Beltane-like cards, but I think this is important. And speaking of cards, I hope you'll join us in May and June for the 6-week tarot class. I'm doing this for the last time as a live class. This one's going to be filmed, and forever after it's going to be online on the Coffee platform, which people can subscribe to and take the course that way. You'll get all the same teaching outlines, but what you won't get is the face-to-face live action ability to interact and to go with the flow. So I hope you'll join us. In the fall, we will do a second half of this class. So the first class is sort of very basic beginner, you don't know what a tarot deck is from anything else, to sort of intermediate. And then in the fall winter we're going to do sort of the intermediate advanced, moving you toward expert. And this is all about the archetypes, the path working, how you read for yourself. This is you know, no bandana turban required. You're just basically going to be working with 3 kinds of decks over the course of this. But I really urge you, there's still a few seats left. Please consider, if you're going to do it now. This is a year when we retire a lot of things. I'll be retiring my ministerial license and sticking with online courses from after 2023. So this is your last chance for an in-person tarot class with me. Anyway, I thank you, and I thank all of you for supporting this channel. No matter what I retire, we will always do these YouTube videos for as long as we can. So have a great week. Have a wonderful Beltane. Aho.